Sophie, get in here and help me with the dishes.
Mom shouted from the kitchen. I rolled my eyes as I walked out of my room. The thought of dipping my hands in dirty dishwater made me shudder. I just got my nails done. Also, I was about to get my beauty sleep. Mom was fuming, but I was not going to back down.
As long as you live here, you'll do the house chores. Beauty or not, you need to obey me.
But without my beauty, we'll no longer have the extra money we get from my brand endorsement gigs. I'm just saying. That's enough help, don't you think? Mom opened her mouth to say something, but I knew I had her there. I was the reason she was able to afford expensive outfits and jewelry to show off to her stuck-up friends. She couldn't afford to cross me. Hi, my name is Sophie. I know you don't like me so much right now, but if you watch till the end, you'll change your mind. We might even become besties. So please stick around. Also, if you want to watch more exciting videos like this, be sure to subscribe to this channel and like this video.
Hi, look, it's Katie and Wayne. They're so cute together.
My friend Gina pointed towards the cafeteria entrance. It was lunch break at school, and we just sat with our lunch trays. Close your mouth before you embarrass yourself. As Katie and Wayne made their way to our table, I tried my best to smile. Katie was my best friend, and she'd recently started dating Wayne, the boy I'd been crushing on since junior high.
Girls, looking hot as always.
Katie blew us kisses as she sat down. Wayne said a quick hello and left. Gina was practically vibrating in her seat. I still can't believe you're dating him.
For the last time, Sophia, Wayne was the one that asked me out. Was I supposed to say no just because you have a crush on him? You have a crush on Wayne?
Gina shouted. Several curious eyes turned our way. A few tables away, Wayne smiled while his friends laughed.
Wayne is not interested in you.
If you say so, just don't come to me crying when he dumps you, I said confidently. If only Carla knew how jealous I was of her. I wanted their relationship to end so badly. I didn't understand why he'd pick her over me.
Katie, what the heck is this?
Wayne looked furious as he handed Katie his cell phone. It was the weekend, and a bunch of us were hanging out by the lake.
Where did you get this? That's not me.
I grabbed Wayne's phone from her and held it out for everyone to see. Oh my God, Katie, that's you kissing Jeremy, I said loudly.
No, it's not. Wayne, you have to believe me.
Then how do you explain this photo?
Look, there's Jeremy. Let's ask him.
Is this you kissing my girlfriend?
Wayne grabbed Jeremy's shirt. Jeremy raised his arms up in surrender.
Dude, calm down. Yes, that's me and Katie last weekend at my house. She never said anything about being your girlfriend.
You are such a liar. I've never even been to your house.
Katie furiously wiped tears streaming down her face.
You and I are done,
Wayne said to her, then walked off. Just like that, Katie got dumped. She was humiliated in public. As everyone laughed at her, deep down, I was ecstatic, but I couldn't show it. Instead, I comforted her. Katie wasn't in a party mood anymore, so she asked to go home. When we got to her house, I lied that I'd forgotten my phone at the lake. Truth is, I wanted to go back and see Wayne. If I was your girlfriend, I'd never do what Katie did. Wayne was sitting alone throwing rocks into the lake.
What do you want, Sophie?
Geez, I'll talk to you when you're in a better mood. I pretended to walk away.
Sophie, wait.
I smiled as I turned back toward him.
The other day at lunch, is it true that you have a crush on me?
This was almost too easy. Oh my God, this is so embarrassing.
Don't be embarrassed. I kind of like you too.
Of course he did. Him and every boy at school. Wow, really? Then why were you with Katie?
She told me that you'd never agree to go out with me. I mean, look at you.
He laughed nervously. So Katie was not so innocent after all. It made me feel a little less guilty about what I was about to do. I took a step closer to a wide-eyed Wayne, and without warning, I kissed him.
How could you?
Katie walked into class and came straight for me. I'm sorry, Katie. Wayne couldn't keep his eyes off me. After all, I'm the prettiest girl in this entire school. He's my boyfriend now.
I can't believe I was ever friends with you.
You're the one who kissed Jeremy. You have nobody to blame but yourself. My friendship with Katie ended that day. A few days of hanging out with Wayne made me realize that we were extremely different. Wayne was a kind, polite, and smart guy. I, on the other hand, was known as the mean girl all around school. It It was a title I'd long accepted. My grades were average at best. Despite my teachers encouraging me to study, I never found the time. College was not in my future plans. I was going to be a professional model as soon as I graduated high school.
Sophie, I need to see you after class.
Mrs. Keller, our history teacher, said as class ended. Something wrong?
You got an F in the midterm exam.
Yeah. So? She looked up from her books, surprised at my tone.
So your beauty won't last forever. You need a college degree, and I'm not sure you'll get one with your current grades. Also, with an ugly attitude like yours, I doubt your beauty will do you any good.
How about you mind your own business? What would you know about beauty anyway?
Young lady, as long as you're a student in my class, you're my business. And I won't have you speak to me like that. I'm reporting you to the principal.
I picked up my stuff and walked out of class. A few minutes later, I was standing outside the principal's office crying.
Sophie, what's the matter?
Principal Hales looked alarmed. I sniffed into a handkerchief and cried some more. It's Mrs. Keller, sir. She called me ugly. My shoulders shook violently as I sobbed.
Please, come into my office. Sandra, ring Mrs. Keller immediately.
He instructed his assistant as we walked past her desk. Minutes later, Mrs. Keller walked in. When she saw me and the state I was in, she immediately rushed to my side.
Sophie, what's wrong?
Get away from me! The surprised look on her face was priceless.
Is it true that you called Sophie ugly? You know the rules of this school.
What? No, I said she has an ugly attitude. I'd never call a student ugly.
Sophie, please excuse us. Mrs. Keller and I need to talk privately. You don't want to miss lunch.
I went straight to the washrooms and washed my face. As I reapplied my makeup, I looked in the mirror and smiled. Then I went out to look for Wayne. Later that day, I learned that the principal had fired Mrs. Keller. The following week, Jeremy walked into our class. I wondered what he was doing there since he was a junior. Seeing him made me nervous because, well, there are things I haven't told you guys, and you're about to find out now. Here for another kiss, Jeremy? I'm not sure Katie is happy to see you. I glanced over to where Katie and Gina were glaring at me.
Cut it out, Sophie. You know what you did. Tell Wayne or I will.
I don't know what you're talking about. Wayne, please ask him to leave. He's upsetting me.
I didn't kiss Katie. The photo is fake. Why would you lie about such a thing? I broke up with Katie over that.
My mind was racing. I needed to get Jeremy out of there before he ruined everything. Whether it was real or fake, it's too late. Wayne is with me now. You can leave.
Not before I show him this.
Jeremy pulled out his phone and handed it to Wayne.
This is the photo before I edited it.
I didn't need to look. I already knew who was in the photo. It was me, kissing Jeremy.
I don't believe this.
Wayne, I can explain.
Explain what? You saw me break up with Katie and you let it happen.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do. Seeing you with her made me so jealous. I'm the pretty one. You were supposed to pick me, not her.
And what's in it for you?
Wayne was talking to Jeremy now.
Sophie paid me to edit the photo and send it to you.
Everyone looked at me, waiting for me to deny it, but I couldn't, because Jeremy was telling the truth. Why are you doing this? You promised not to tell.
I wasn't going to, but then you got my mom fired.
This time, the surprise on my face was real. Mrs. Keller is your mom?
His name is Jeremy Keller. Duh.
Katie said as she walked over to us. Jeremy narrated to everyone how I lied to the principal.
You're unbelievable. What's wrong with you?
Wayne looked disgusted by the mere sight of me. For the next couple of days, I was the talk of the school. My friends deserted me, and Wayne ignored me completely. He wanted nothing to do with me. One day, I walked into the cafeteria, and a folded piece of paper came flying towards me. It hit me, then landed on the floor. When I picked up the paper and opened it, I was horrified. It was the end-of-year examination results. I had failed terribly, and in a class of 60, I was the only one not going to graduate. My life at school became unbearable. Graduation was coming up soon, and I watched all my classmates prepare for the day. Mom, I think I'm going to drop out of school. I told my mom one evening after another humiliating day at school. I told her about getting Mrs. Keller fired and what I did to Katie and Wayne.
Sophie, dropping out of school is not the solution here. You're a smart girl. I'm certain if you work harder in your studies, you'll pass your final exams and join college.
But no one likes me anymore. I'm miserable at school.
Can you blame them? You were horrible to them. You need to make amends.
How do I do that?
How about you start with telling the principal that you lied? I'll go with you. Then you need to apologize to your friends.
Principal Hales was furious. If it wasn't for my mom pleading with him, I'd have been expelled. My next apology was to Jeremy. When he learned that I told the principal the truth, he agreed to listen to what I wanted to say. A few days later, he told me that his mom was back at school. So, what do you say? Friends? After all, I'm going to be in your class next year.
Classmates? Sure. Friends? Maybe. By the way, after she got fired, Mom started offering private lessons to students with problems in various subjects. Maybe you can join the group. You'll greatly benefit from it. I can talk to her on your behalf if you're interested.
I didn't understand how he could be so nice to me. Graduation day came and went. I tried to apologize to Katie and Wayne, but they wanted nothing to do with me. During the break right before my second year being a senior, I began taking Mrs. Keller's private lessons, and my grades improved significantly. Mom's friend, a college professor, advised that I needed at least one activity to include in my college applications to make them stand out more. He wants me to wash dishes in a soup kitchen? I shuddered. Mom laughed.
Why not? If it gets you into a good college, then do it.
After a couple of days of searching, I settled on volunteering at a summer camp for young kids having a hard time at school. The kids and I were doing some hand paintings and having fun when someone tapped my shoulder. Katie, what are you doing here?
I'm here to speak to the kids as part of my college anti-bullying program. What about you?
I couldn't help but think that the only reason Katie would be involved in an anti-bullying program is because of what I put her through. I'm here to volunteer as well. It's so good to see you.
Wayne is also here,
Katie mentioned as she pointed towards him.
He's a successful college athlete now. I reached out to him and he agreed to speak to the kids as well. Let's go say hello.
I wasn't sure Wayne would be happy to see me, but I was surprised when he hugged me. Katie and Wayne were the first to address the kids.
The best way to defeat bullies is by becoming successful in life. And if they give you a hard time at school, report them to me.
He flexed his biceps and the kids laughed and clapped. When my turn to address the kids came, it was an emotional moment for me. I told them my own story. For the longest time, I was the meanest girl in school. I would do anything to ensure no one got ahead of me at anything. I was a bad friend. I glanced at Katie and Wayne. I thought that being pretty made me better than everyone. I failed my exams and had to watch my friends graduate and go to college without me. By the time I finished my speech, I needed tissues to dry my eyes. Katie and Wayne joined me and we hugged in front of the kids as they cheered.
Sophie, look what came in the mail for you.
Mom held out 2 envelopes. Just a minute, Mom. I'm almost done doing the dishes.
Who are you and what have you done with my daughter?
Ha ha. Funny, I said as I took the envelopes from her. Well, it looks like you'll be doing your own dishes from now on.
What? Why?
Well, because I just got accepted to 2 colleges.
Congratulations, dear. I am so proud of you.
I'd never seen my mom so happy. Well, that's the end of my story for now. Please hit that notification bell, and I might take you to college with me.